Hi everyone, it's Stephanie here with a video for my favorite things. In today's video, I'm going to be recreating this fun bookmark that design team member Inge created using the new December 2016 release. So I've already went ahead and prepared some of the pieces. I have the Stitch Traditional Tag Stacks die-namics, and I've cut this out of the tan striped diagonal striped paper from the Dots and Stripes neutral paper pad, and then I've also cut it out of some white cardstock. I also used the Tag Builder's Blueprint 6 die-namics and cut out a couple of reinforcements from craft cardstock, and we're going to use those for the top area on the tag. Now the main focus of this bookmark is going to be this cute, adorable, pure innocence image that is part of the new Bookworm stamp set and coordinating die-namics. So I already went ahead and stamped her on the stack of books there, and I also cut out that adorable little worm. And they all have color on them using Copic markers. I just did some simple coloring to add color to the image, and now they're all ready to go to create the bookmark. So to assemble the actual bookmark, we're going to first of all take the two tags and we're going to adhere them back to back. So I have the white tag on one side and then the striped tag on the other side. So I'm just adding some adhesive direct onto that white tag, and then I'm just going to line it up with the striped tag and then press them together so that we have two tags when we're finished. They have a white cardstock base and then the striped paper on the other side. And the main reasons to do this is because the pattern paper is just a little bit too thin to have on its own. So the white cardstock really helps to reinforce that and make it nice and sturdy. So now that I have the tags ready, I need to punch a hole in the top of them so that they both have holes in them. So I just went ahead and took a normal hole punch and I punched a hole in one of the tags first. And then I laid the tags together to line up where the hole should be on the second one, since you do want them in the exact same spot. And then once I had the holes punched, I just took the reinforcements with some liquid glue and I'm just adding those onto the tags. Now the striped area is going to be the inside of the bookmark, so I'm adding the reinforcements to the white area, which is going to be the outside of the bookmark and the part that you actually see. So once I have the reinforcements adhered and they're all good to go, it's time to add the magnet detail to the inside of the bookmark. And this is just going to make it so that the bookmark doesn't fall out. It's going to make the two sides of the bookmark adhere together over top of the page that you're actually marking in the book. So you can do any type of magnet tape here. There's all kinds of different ones you can get. I happen to have the Xyron tape, which is really great because it comes already on a roll and it comes in a dispenser and it's really thin. So I really like using this anytime I want to add a small magnet detail to a project. So I just cut down two strips the same size and I'm adding to the bottom area of the stripe side because, like I mentioned before, the stripe is going to be the inside of the bookmark. So you can see here now that I have the two magnets, when I put these tags together, the magnets pull each other and actually stick together. And that's what's actually going to make these tags a bookmark and not just regular tags. Now before we add the focal images onto the bookmark, I'm going to do a little bit of stamping using the Distress Pattern stamp set. And this is just going to add a little bit of something to the background, especially because we're leaving it completely white. This is just going to add a little bit more interest in behind that girl image when we add her on. So I'm just using some black ink and then one of the smaller splatter images from the stamp set. And I'm just stamping a bunch of different splatter marks all over the front of this bookmark. And then once I have it done, I'm not worrying about getting it right in the center and stuff because I know that the image is going to completely cover that up. So I just mainly stayed around the outside edges. And then once I have that finished, I'm just going to take my tape runner and put that onto the image and then adhere it onto the tag. One thing you want to keep in mind when you're creating a bookmark like this is that this is meant to be inside of a book, and you don't want to have any bulk on this because you want it to lie completely flat once you have it inside of your book. So don't use any foam adhesive or anything like that. Just use tape runner or liquid glue and adhere everything direct to the tag so it's all as flat as you can possibly make it. So you can see there I'm just adding the little worm onto the bottom area of the book image, and it's just such a cute little, I love the little girl on the books and then the cute little worm. I think they look so cute together. So we need to just add one more thing here to finish this up. So we are going to add the sentiment. So I've taken the sentiment from the stamp set and I've stamped it onto a thin strip of black cardstock using Versamark ink. Versamark is just a very clear, sticky ink that works great for heat embossing. And now I've added some white embossing powder onto that sentiment that I stamped there. So I'm just going to use my heat tool and I'm going to warm that up and I'm going to fully emboss that sentiment. And then we're going to trim the strip down so that we can add it to the front of the bookmark so it has a sentiment. Now, since the sentiment is a little bit too long for the width of the bookmark, we are going to trim it down and then we're going to cut it in half and we're going to turn this into 2 sentiments. So I'm going to take my scissors and first trim off the ends because it's definitely too long than what we need. I want to go right up against the beginning and the end of the sentiment. And then I'm going to take the scissors and I'm going to cut this right in half in between the number 1 and the word in. And this is just going to take my sentiment into 2 separate strips so that we can layer them one on top of the other on the image, and they'll actually fit within the confines of the width of the tag. So I'm just using my tape runner to add some adhesive to the back of both of these strips, and then I'm going to adhere them directly onto the image on the front of the tag. And then that is going to bring us to the last step that we need to do to turn this into an actual bookmark. We are going to use some twine. You can use ribbon or anything that you want. I'm just going to use some natural twine, and we're going to tie the 2 tags together at the top. So you want to have the 2 straight pieces together on the inside with the magnet detail, and then you're just going to take twine or ribbon or whatever you're using and run it through the 2 holes at the top of the tags and tie it together into a bow. I didn't do anything super fancy. I just tied a regular bow, and then I just trimmed down the tails so they weren't too long. And then once I have that done, the tie at the top is going to hold the 2 tags together, and then the magnets on the inside is what's going to hold the tags together over the page that you want to save in your book. So it's just a really fun design, and it's just a great little idea to use for this new stamp set. So thank you so much to Inge for this great bookmark. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video.